Now, we ride for the Watergate. Yup, journey, blah, blah, blah. The obstinate ethics. Ragweed makes you forgetful, it also makes you forgetful. Wait. Obstinate. Heals themselves while guarding. Rather have this than what we just dealt with. Although, again, like Ironclad, is not as awful as some of these other things. Like, we don't have a survivability issue. And regeneration is much more powerful than it seems. That's a two-way street that can negatively impact you. How dare you? Don't do that to me. I'm a big deal. Don't touch me, you fucking peasant. Need to use some ultimates anyway. Gotta warm up the Guardian again. Obstinate Alpha Slayers ahead. That blue slime that you killed had a wife who misses him. Well. Didn't even bother, like, focusing my combo counter. Let it rip. Obstinate Shielding, Blinding, Bulwark. Look, I've had practice while, being drunk, Chief. You can't stop me. Slippery Path. Vampire Charge Lot Skeleton attempting a backflip. I keep saying blackflip. Stop that, Grimith. Alright, yeah, we'll take that. Yeah, sure. Oh no! Don't think so. Silly Grimith. Yeah, I'm not seeing an improvement here, gameplay. As far as Act 4 is concerned, this is pretty dull. I feel like the game could just end an Act 3, and the rest of the world devotes itself to, like, mopping things up, and that's it. And then you could transition to a higher difficulty. Like, I'm not getting any real story satisfaction or great merit. It's just, like, a free play thing. So, that definitely has not been improved from the normal Sanctuary RPG at all. You know, I reflect on the comments I received at the end of that series. Some of them were about, like, how the final boss was bugged and wasn't working as it should have, and also, like, the gameplay would be so enriched and improved, but all I have are, like, a bunch of, like, little mini-games. Like, a text-based version of Yakuza. You know, the series of Yakuza games, which are just, like, a bunch of mini-games strung together, but there's a whole lot of story in that, too, if you feel like engaging in and delving in that. Well, here there's not that much story, it's just, like, oh, we have, like, this crafting mini-game, and there's, like, an arena thing that you could do to, like, advance up, like, it's like I'm playing an idle game. Like, a little idle game, but it doesn't do anything, because it's not actually an idle game, so I can't, like, leave it for, like, a day, and it goes to, like, craft some stuff for me automatically, or I accrue, like, resources. Crafting everything in this game is fucking tedious! That shit takes time to make! Like, what am I looking at for crafting now, if I were to do that? I have 18 soul shards! Break all those apart, all the materials? No! Why would I do that to myself? Just all these little, like, things that you could invest and distract yourself with, but when you get down to the actual gameplay... Did I just stumble into an effective character? Like, you saw my haphazard character creation. I hadn't played Black Edition. Just like, oh, this sounds cool, let's try this. Boop. Don't know really anything, just go for it. Like, if I have to make active use out of the monster power level thing to present a greater challenge for me, which, you know, provides, like, a difficulty adjustment, like, if the game is, like, boring for you. But So that increases what exactly? Like the monster power? Like it increases like their hit points? It increases like the amount of damage they deal? Like, is that all I'm looking at? That just makes the game more grindy, which, by the way, it already feels. Is that really improving the gameplay aspect? Like, the times I have, like, more fun are when I can't just blitz through that combat thing. Just 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1. Like, I have to, like, pause and think, like, okay, they have an annoying ability that I have to work around. And while I might bitch about the annoying ability, I have to pay attention. And, you know, I'm not just, like, my eyes glaze over, like, oh. Like, on one hand, it's, like, interesting to consider, like, playing through, like, I don't know, like, an anti-barbarian, you know, like a wizardly type, to see whether the gameplay ends up being more engaging on that front. But, like, I had this issue whenever I played with, like, Uzmak Okertangle, who was definitely not a barbarian, but an upgraded, like, ranger, who was just able to, like, perforate enemies, too. So, I mean, in a sense, you know, like, barbarian, of course, smash, right? Perhaps less strategy involved with the character design, and maybe less risk, too. I don't know. You know, I can only relate to the experiences that I've had here with Black Edition, just with this character, and then a few years back from playing the free version of the game. But from, like, even, like, with that aside, we still have, like, Act 4 itself, which... And, like, why play? Just for, like, a sense of closure? Like, okay, I'll go exploring into events that will likely just take away my healing charges. Sure, let's do something new. We could end up assembling this something fun. Let's slice the severed arm in two, and we accidentally gash ourselves with our dagger. Never mind how competent of a fighter that we've been up to this point. Got an item. Normal potato. The resilient vampiric skeleton is dozing off. And we'll use this as an opportunity to heal ourselves instead of using a healing charge. Vampiric barbed skeleton rudely gesturing. Welp. An item. And then explore area here at the end for an event. 2 passages lie ahead. Left. Found an item for our troubles. Okay. That was an event. Obstinate, resistant, shielding, glooper. Legendary items are the most difficult to find. We found a few in our travels. Not really our travels so much as at the blacksmith, A mana threshing skeleton. Here we go again. Uklo tote mark. Mana threshing skeleton standing ahead, like, okay, like, why even bother me with these speed bumps, right? Like, we're fucking level 95. I don't need a speed bump. Just like, boop, he's done. I'm vastly more powerful than that. Opposite pit spawn eating some potatoes. It's also the fact now, this is definitely a barbarian thing, where I get like 25% of my maximum health back after each battle too. So that's pretty nice on the healing charges count. That mostly hasn't been an issue for me, those healing charges. Garbunzo. Thank you? Yes. Great. And because I'm interested in finding something that could be funsies, let's fling ourselves in the quest. Oh, hi. Let's save that. let's save that perhaps for its own moment. Let's keep going down the slippery path here. A marketing voucher. Use the tavern for more patrons. Sure. This, an easy, convenient way for me to get levels. And diamonds. Normal ancient wand. Alright, yeah, sure. I'll take it all, put it in the bag. Let's keep going down this slippery path. Obstinate ironclad. Sometimes a dragon will come across your path. Slay it. Plenty of bleed stacks. Let's make those even better. Of course, I ruined my beautiful combo, but whatever. And I had like a hit confirmed there. Like, I can play lazily, and that just encourages and fosters further laziness until the game punishes me. Until it does that. Like, I'm able to stagger into these damn series, you know? Mind not really focused, making dumb errors, and... isn't really an issue. Like, I suppose the answer, like, I'm looking for more engagement. Like, however that engagement comes. The engagement takes, like, the engagement that's happening is mostly in the form of little mini-games, like this. Which is adding power, it's also adding gameplay time. The crafting thing's a way to power, but also, like, that's pretty damn time-consuming, as we've proven. Let's just build a better house. Small fort to a medium fort. We could sleep cycle. We could do sleep and research and pass days and nights in game to generate more books to read, to generate more patrons. Like, let's just spend some time, like, pressing some things here and see what we get out of it. Got some research that we can do because time's passed. While we've made books, we got a commodity coupon. We leave here. Oh, hey, we got some more patrons to sell beer to. And none of this is challenging. Just... it's busy work. It's not work. In the sense of, like, I'm not obligated to do any of this. Unless, you know, I encountered a situation where I was obligated to do something like this. Like, I could leave the tavern alone, I could not bother to upgrade my fort, I could not bother at the library. I could just focus solely on the combat stuff and find and pick up items from there and maybe deliver scrap to the blacksmith. Like, the flavor of the game is enjoyable, the music is really good, and, like, initially, like, dipping yourself into it, like, it's fun and cool to explore, like, the talking and stuff, but then, very quickly, we're not left with much of anything. This Madar's run has gone on, what, like, 11 hours, and I've dragged it on by spending a bunch of time, like, exploring, like, other things. Not as much as I could have, but certainly more than I had to. Sorry about that. Gotta stop fiddling with the library. Let's just proceed down the slippery path. I figure we'll finish up the slippery path. Let's punch the strange man in the face. He stabs you in the heart. Understandable. I could have just walked away and not engaged the event at all, but I was curious. We had the healing charge to spare. Not a problem. Dumb. my own dumbass there. Get out of my face. I'm done with you. Greater rusted armor. Very great. Okay. Say hello. He hands you a weapon, then disappears. Thank you for the 2 scrap metals and 2 raw hides. Alright. Made it to the Legion, warrior. Fresh meat. Mind if I cut myself a slice? Matter of fucking fact, I do! Great. Doomed! Let's get that out of the way. Heal up. Gotta be doomed soon. Soon. Lots of doom stacking on top of each other. Doom has warmed up again. That's good. Fine. You can be dazzled for a bit. I'm done with you. Pity I never ended up marking him. Oh well, we got a bleed. That bleed's going on pretty nicely, I'll say. Heals are becoming less effective as I'm using more of them. Okay. See, this fight is actually kind of fun. I'm enjoying myself here. That was a mistake on my part. Ah, the bleed faded off. There we go. Enough bleed transferring, particularly with all the bleed stacks already on them. Damn it, why does good always win? It's not fair. And the reward, like, that is pretty damn lackluster. Like, the experience in gold's pretty good, but... more soul shards? That's what I wanted to do. More crafting. Alright. Time for me to stand up here. Take a break. Get some meat. Halfway through the gates. And I am in... I don't know if I'd say I'm in bitchin' mode, but I'm damn close. Just, it's like, it's the same. It's the damn same. I'll talk to you folks later.